How much money are you quietly losing every time you change your oil? Not because you skip it, but because you're doing one small thing wrong without even realizing it. Most drivers think oil changes are the safest maintenance task. Simple, routine, no risk. But here's the problem. Something is happening inside your engine right now that most drivers completely misunderstand. And it doesn't trigger a warning light. It doesn't make noise. It just slowly pushes your engine toward expensive repairs. $1,000, $3,000, even $5,000 down the road. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact oil change mistake that causes this. And two things you should never do because they cancel everything you think you're doing right. Mistake number one, using the wrong oil spec. Most people believe oil is oil. As long as it's close, it's fine. It sounds smart, but this is where things start going wrong. If the oil doesn't match the exact specification your engine needs, the entire lubrication system behaves differently. Oil flow changes, pressure response changes, timing systems react slower. According to manufacturer guidelines from brands like Toyota and General Motors, oil spec isn't just about thickness. It's about how the oil behaves under heat and pressure. If you get this wrong, your timing system works harder. Your engine runs less efficiently. And over time, you're looking at $1,500 to $3,000 in repairs. The fix, check your manual. Use the exact spec, not close enough. It takes 30 seconds. Mistake number two, trusting the oil life monitor too much. Most people think if the car says 20% oil life, I'm safe. Mechanics love this misconception because it keeps cars coming back with problems. Oil life monitors estimate, they don't measure contamination, they don't detect fuel dilution, they don't see moisture buildup. According to the United States Department of Energy, short trips in traffic degrade oil much faster than normal driving. So, while your car says 20% left, your oil might already be breaking down. What happens then? Lubrication weakens, friction increases, internal wear starts quietly. That's how a simple delay turns into a $1,000 plus problem later. The fix, if you drive short distances or sit in traffic often, change oil earlier. Simple adjustment, big difference. Mistake number three, extending oil changes to save money. This is one of the most common habits and one of the most expensive. People try to stretch oil changes. 7,000 miles becomes 10,000. 10,000 becomes 12,000. It feels like saving money, but it's not. Oil breaks down over time. Heat, combustion gases, and contamination slowly destroy its effectiveness. The Environmental Protection Agency notes that degraded oil reduces engine efficiency. That means you burn more fuel, you lose performance, you increase wear. That saved $50 oil change turns into hundreds in fuel loss and thousands in repairs. The fix? Stick to realistic intervals, not maximum limits. Mistake number four, cheap oil filters. Most drivers don't think this matters. If it fits, it works. That's the assumption. But here's what they don't tell you. Oil filters control flow and pressure, not just cleanliness. Cheap filters often let contaminants pass, fail under pressure, bypass too early. That means dirty oil keeps circulating, and that forces your engine to work harder. Over time, sludge buildup, clogged passages, $800 to $2,500 in repairs. The fix, use OEM or a trusted brand. It costs maybe $5 to $10 more. That's it. Mistake number five, cold start plus immediate acceleration. Most drivers don't realize this is where the majority of engine wear begins. You start the car, put it in gear, and drive like normal. It feels harmless, but here's what's actually happening. When the engine is cold, oil is thicker. It doesn't flow as quickly through small passages. That means critical parts, camshafts, bearings, timing components are not fully protected yet. According to durability data referenced by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, cold start conditions significantly increase wear rates. Now add load, acceleration higher RPM. You're forcing the engine to work harder before lubrication stabilizes. Over time, that repeated stress adds up. You won't notice it today, but 50,000 to 100,000 miles later, it shows up as wear. The fix, drive gently for the first few minutes. That's it. No tools, no cost. Mistake number six, short trips without adjusting oil change. Most people believe less driving equals less wear. It sounds logical, but in many cases, it's the opposite. Short trips are one of the worst conditions for oil. Why? Because the engine never fully warms up. Fuel doesn't burn completely. Moisture doesn't evaporate. That contamination stays in the oil. Technical breakdown, fuel dilution increases, water accumulates, oil breaks down faster. According to the United States Department of Energy, repeated short trips are classified as severe driving conditions. What does that mean for you? Sludge forms faster. Lubrication weakens. Internal wear increases. I've seen engines with low mileage but heavy internal deposits. The fix, if you mostly drive short distances, change oil earlier, not later. Mistake number seven, mixing different oil types. Most drivers don't think twice about topping off with whatever oil is available. It's all oil. That's the mindset. But here's the issue. Different oils use different additive packages, detergents, friction modifiers, stabilizers. When you mix them randomly, you reduce their effectiveness. Technical breakdown. Additives cancel out. Viscosity becomes unstable. Cleaning ability drops. Now your oil isn't performing as designed. Over time, more deposits, less protection, faster wear. And the cost? It's not immediate, but it builds. $500, $600, more. The fix? Stick to one oil type, same brand, same spec. Consistency matters. Mistake number 8, ignoring driving conditions completely. This is where things get interesting. Most people follow the same oil change schedule no matter how they drive. City traffic, highway cruising, hot weather, cold starts. They treat it all the same, but the engine doesn't. Driving conditions directly affect oil life. Heat breaks oil down faster. Stop and go increases contamination. Heavy loads increase stress. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, real-world driving often reduces efficiency when maintenance isn't adjusted. What happens if you ignore this? Oil fails earlier than expected. Wear increases quietly. Fuel consumption rises. You don't see it, but you pay for it. The fix? Adjust your oil interval based on how you actually drive. Reality check. We're halfway there. And at this point, many engines are already operating outside their ideal conditions. Not failing, but wearing faster than they should. And this is where it becomes expensive, because the next mistakes are not about what you do, but what you believe. And this is where most drivers get misled. Mistake number 9, believing thicker oil protects better. This is one of the oldest myths in car ownership. Thicker oil equals better protection. It made sense years ago, not today. Modern engines are built with tight tolerances. They need oil that flows quickly and precisely. Thicker oil moves slower, especially during cold starts. Technical breakdown, slower flow, delayed lubrication, pressure imbalance. That leads to higher wear at startup, reduced efficiency, less stable operation. In real driving conditions, this can reduce fuel economy by 2 to 4%. The fix: use the viscosity specified in your manual. Not thicker, not better, just correct. Mistake number 10, thinking oil only reduces friction. Most drivers don't realize this, and this is where everything changes. The mistake: thinking oil's only job is to lubricate. It sounds simple, but it's incomplete. In modern engines, oil does much more than reduce friction. It acts as a control fluid. It manages pressure. It activates systems. It stabilizes how parts move. And this is where things start going wrong. If the oil doesn't behave exactly as designed, those systems don't stop working. They start working incorrectly. What's really happening inside your engine? When oil behavior is even slightly off, flow becomes inconsistent. Pressure response slows. Timing systems react slower. That might not sound serious, but this is where it becomes expensive, because timing controls combustion, and combustion controls everything else. Technical breakdown. Let's simplify it. When oil is not behaving correctly, valves open slightly later than they should. Fuel doesn't burn as cleanly. Heat builds up in the combustion chamber. That leads to carbon buildup, increased internal stress, lower efficiency. And this doesn't happen once. It happens thousands of times per minute. What it costs you over time. At first, nothing noticeable. The engine still runs fine, but gradually, fuel economy drops. Performance decreases, wear increases. Then deposits build up, timing components wear out, oil degrades faster, and eventually you're looking at real repairs. Home in $500, $3,000, sometimes more. Reality from the shop. In real repair work, this pattern shows up again and again. Engines that were maintained regularly, oil changes done on time, but something was slightly off. Wrong oil behavior, wrong conditions, wrong assumptions. They don't fail suddenly, they just wear out earlier than expected. And when you open them up, the signs are always there. Deposits, uneven wear, components that should last longer, already worn. Mistake number 11, believing if it runs fine, it is fine. This is one of the most dangerous misconceptions. Most drivers think, no noise, no problem. But engine damage doesn't work like that. It builds slowly, quietly, without warning. By the time you feel it, it's already advanced. That's why this mistake is so common, because it feels safe, but it isn't. Mistake number 12, ignoring consistency. This is the final piece, and this is what most drivers miss. Maintenance isn't just about what you do, it's about doing it consistently. Same oil, same specification, same interval logic. When you change things randomly, even small changes, you introduce variation into the system, and engines don't like variation. They're designed for stability. Final truth, what oil really does. Here's the part most drivers never understand. Oil is not just protection, it is part of how the engine operates. It controls flow, pressure, timing response, system stability. When oil is wrong, the engine doesn't just wear faster, it operates differently, and over time that difference becomes damage. 2 things you should never do. Before we finish, there are 2 mistakes you should never ignore because they cancel everything else. First, never use oil that is close enough. Always match the exact specification. Second, never extend oil changes just to save money. That's one of the fastest ways to shorten engine life. What you should do instead, keep it simple. Check your manual. Use the correct oil spec. Use a quality filter. Adjust your oil interval based on how you drive. Drive gently when the engine is cold. Stay consistent. That's it. No complicated tools, no expensive equipment, just better decisions. Ending. If you apply even a few of these changes, you'll reduce wear, you'll improve efficiency, and you'll extend your engine life. Not by doing more, but by doing it correctly. Now, I want to ask you something. What oil are you using right now? Is it exactly what your engine requires, or just something that seemed good enough? The most expensive mistake is the one you didn't know you were making.